Hello and welcome back. Today we will take a look at academic and formal English through a psychological study about how wanting a romantic partner impacts how satisfied we are with our lives. Do you know the following words and phrases? If not, then keep watching because I will explain them all with examples and then we will test your knowledge in part 2. Let's go! The first phrase we will look at is life satisfaction, which means a person's value of their quality of life. It's a combination of their feelings and attitudes about their life at a given time, ranging from negative to positive. Instead of saying something like how satisfied someone is with their life, this gives it a professional tone, as it is already an established term in the field of psychology. Therefore, it is much more concise. For example, a survey suggested that levels of anxiety, worry, and loneliness were at their highest, and life satisfaction had fallen. A survey suggested that levels of anxiety, worry, and loneliness were at their highest, and life satisfaction had fallen. We can improve our life satisfaction by being involved in a project we care about. We can improve our life satisfaction by being involved in a project we care about. The next one is findings reveal. Findings means the conclusions that someone gets from an investigation or research. Reveal, in scientific writing, means what the analysis shows. For example, his findings reveal some common dream themes. His findings reveal some common dream themes. The study revealed that better nutrition significantly improved scores in high school. The study revealed that better nutrition significantly improved scores in high school. Next we have associated with, which means related or connected to. For example, the cancer risks associated with smoking have been well documented. The cancer risks associated with smoking have been well documented. Older students are often associated with a more serious attitude to learning. Older students are often associated with a more serious attitude to learning. Pronounced means to be very noticeable. For example, there has been a pronounced improvement in her condition. There has been a pronounced improvement in her condition. The next week, my skin became softer and the wrinkles became less pronounced. The next week, my skin became softer and the wrinkles became less pronounced. Next we have aim to. To aim to is to try to achieve a goal or purpose. For example, the artist aimed to inspire people to think twice about buying unnecessary things. The artist aimed to inspire people to think twice about buying unnecessary things. You can use aims to as a way to introduce the focus or goal of your research. For example, the research aims to better understand the impacts of climate change. The research aims to better understand the impacts of climate change. The idea that there are only two genders is called a gender binary, because binary means having two parts, male and female. Therefore, non-binary is one term people use to describe people who do not identify exclusively as male or female. The designer is known for non-binary fashion. The designer is known for non-binary fashion. The non-binary pronouns are they, them, and their. The non-binary pronouns are they, them, and their. An attachment style is a pattern of behavior in relationships. It includes how we relate to others, our self-concept, and how we manage our emotions. For example, the therapist explored the client's attachment style, wanting to understand how early relationships may influence current relationships. The therapist explored the client's attachment style, wanting to understand how early relationships may influence current relationships. The researchers investigated how an individual's attachment style could impact their interactions within a group setting. The researchers investigated how an individual's attachment style could impact their interactions within a group setting. Next, we have itself. This is used to emphasize what is mentioned. The roots are several inches long, though the plant itself is only a foot tall. The roots are several inches long, though the plant itself is only a foot tall. The cake was a masterpiece. The decoration itself was a work of art. The cake was a masterpiece. The decoration itself was a work of art. Notably means in particular, especially used when giving a good example. For example, a diet low in animal fat protects against fatal diseases, notably diabetes. A diet low in animal fat protects against fatal diseases, notably diabetes. The house had many drawbacks, most notably its price. The house had many drawbacks, most notably its price. Primarily means mainly. Here are some examples. We're primarily concerned with keeping costs down. We're primarily concerned with keeping costs down. The new model of the car was designed primarily for commuters. The new model of the car was designed primarily for commuters. Next we have not evident. Evident means clear or obvious. For example, you can see the pain is still evident when they talk about what happened. You can see the pain is still evident when they talk about what happened. So not evident means unclear or not obvious. It is not evident that all rich people are happier than poor people. It is not evident that all rich people are happier than poor people. It's not evident that the traditional methods of teaching prepare students for today's world. It's not evident that the traditional methods of teaching prepare students for today's world. Next, we have the word nuanced. This means having subtle and complex qualities. For example, life is wonderfully nuanced, textured, complicated, beautiful, and rich. Life is wonderfully nuanced, textured, complicated, beautiful, and rich. Because she is a chef, she notices every nuance of flavor in the meal. Because she is a chef, she notices every nuance of flavor in the meal. Next we have moderating factor. In a study, a moderating factor is something that can influence or change the connection between the two main things being looked at. For example, the amount of sunlight can be a moderating factor in how well plants grow. The amount of sunlight can be a moderating factor in how well plants grow. Time spent practicing is a moderating factor for success in learning a musical instrument. Time spent practicing is a moderating factor for success in learning a musical instrument. To acknowledge limitations. If you acknowledge a fact or a situation, you admit it is true. A limitation is a condition of limited ability, a defect or a failing, which shows you are aware of the weaknesses of the study, based on factors that are often outside of your control, like time, funding, equipment, or participants. Acknowledging your research limitations is an opportunity to make suggestions for further research. Let's see some examples. Teachers often acknowledge the limitations of online learning, understanding its challenges for some students. Teachers often acknowledge the limitations of online learning, understanding its challenges for some students. The journalist highlighted the importance of acknowledging the limitations of eyewitness accounts in crime reporting. The journalist highlighted the importance of acknowledging the limitations of eyewitness accounts in crime reporting. Lastly, we have cause and effect, the relationship between two events or situations where one is the cause of the other. For example, environmental pollution has a clear cause and effect impact on the health of ecosystems. Environmental pollution has a clear cause and effect impact on the health of ecosystems. Regular exercise establishes a positive cause and effect relationship with overall well-being. Regular exercise establishes a positive cause and effect relationship with overall well-being. If you're finding this lesson helpful, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. It gives me motivation and inspiration to continue making these for you. Ready to test your knowledge in part 2?
A study, published in Personal Relationships, explored the connection between the desire for a romantic partner and life satisfaction in individuals aged 18 to 75 who were not in a romantic relationship. The findings revealed that a stronger desire for a partner was associated with lower life satisfaction, and this link was more pronounced in those aged 49 and above compared to individuals under 24. The research aimed to investigate whether age influenced the relationship between the desire for a partner and life satisfaction, considering that finding a partner might be more challenging for older individuals. The survey involved 1,514 men, 1,532 women, and 11 non-binary individuals, all single and recruited through Prolific between December 2020 and June 2021. Participants with an average age of 36 answered questions about their desire for a partner, life satisfaction, and attachment style in relationships. The results indicated that age itself was not directly related to life satisfaction, but older people generally had slightly lower desires for a partner. Notably, higher life satisfaction was associated with a lower desire for a partner. The link between wanting a partner and lower life satisfaction was primarily observed in those over 48 years old, with some influence on participants around 36 years old, but not evident in those under 26. The study contributes to understanding the nuanced relationship between romantic desires and life satisfaction, emphasizing age as a moderating factor. However, it acknowledges limitations, such as the inability to establish cause and effect relationships and the potential impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on participants' experiences during the survey period.
If you learned something today, then click to keep watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next lesson.